Another day, another pair of JBL L100 Sentries to recondition / restore. These are from a friend of mine, JC. He acquired these, and he said just make these look like they're new again. So I haven't tested them out yet, but I'm just kind of looking at them, and I obviously have to fix up these tweeters. The foam is just disintegrating on those. Here's the other one. This is kind of in the same shape, but this one here has some issues with the walnut on top. I see a little ring on the top, and I think some stuff I can take care of. Once again, I have to test these out. Here are the grills. Grills were pretty interesting. Somebody after the initial foam disintegrates and dies, somebody decided to put a cardboard insert in there with some black fabric. Not a great job, and they used what looks like a liquid nails or something like that to adhere that. I'll have to kind of work with that a little bit, see if I can get most of that off. The other one I haven't taken off yet, but they look fairly good. Everything seems like it's in good shape. Doesn't seem like it's going to be a lot of work, but just another project. And so I went ahead and I bought JC wanted some blue foam on there, so I got that off of eBay, and it's the good stuff. So it has the angled edge here. It's thick, the 1.5 inch thick stuff, so it's just kind of like the original. And I also bought the foam for around the tweeter. So I'm going to go ahead and test these out, just make sure all the drivers are working and such, and I'll continue on from there. Okay, so to start with, I went ahead and I tested these out, ran some music through them, and they're performing flawlessly. No issues with that, so that is a major plus. And everything looks pretty good. So this is just going to be, I don't know, cosmetic work to make these look new again. So first thing I'm going to do is hit the low-hanging fruit. I'll go ahead and take the tweeters out and scrape that old foam off of the base and put this new foam that I purchased on there. So now I've messed up my audio, so I'm just going to go ahead and describe this. I am lifting off the adhesive tape that held the previous foam ring around that tweeter, and amazingly it was kept in such good condition, the speaker, that this came off very easily without a lot of adhesive sticking back on the tweeter itself. So that's a lucky thing for me. But before moving on, there was a little dent in the dust cap that had to be taken out. First, I decided to I go from simplest to more difficult. First, I tried to just put it back or suck it out with a shop vac. And I did that for a little while, and that didn't work. Normally it doesn't, but give it a shot at the beginning anyway. So it looks like it's plan C with the tweeter. I can't seem to get that dent out of there, and I actually created another little dent on the side there. So I mean, you can go ahead and try tape, but this is a pretty small area. You can take a little crazy glue or something, stick it on there and try and pull it out, but I've been there, done that. Not real crazy about that. It's actually easier for me to go ahead and just cut this on the outside, take it out, and just shape it with my finger and get it perfect. So I'm just gonna go as close to this bottom edge as I can, cut it completely around. It doesn't take very long, and I'll show you that when I've got that dust cover removed. That only took a couple of minutes to do that, and if you have a good X-Acto blade, it doesn't take very long to cut that off. But here's the culprit, the dust cap with the dents. And I think if I just take Q-tip and just push on the inside of that, I should be able to get that straightened out. This one's a little stubborn. I'm going to work on this, just keep working this, and I'll show you the results when I'm done. So with a little water and Q-tip and poking and prodding, it looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and get some glue and fasten that back on, and we should be back in business. I'm going to use a little gel super glue because it sticks and you can control it fairly well. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that around the outside of the voice coil. Try and get some of that all the way around. Don't get it in the voice coil, whatever you do. That'll be a lot more problems. Okay, so I've got a bead all the way around there. Now the good thing is when you cut this, there's always a little edge where you can figure out where it originally was placed. So I can see right there it goes into that part there. So I'll try to get that lined up here. Actually, I'm just going to put it in. Move it around if I have to. Okay, back in place. It looks a lot better than it did before, and you really can't even tell that it got cut off. That's the one thing about cutting around the edges, and instead of trying to poke holes in the dust cap, it's hard to see that it's been glued back on, that it's been cut and glued back on when you cut the edge and just completely cut it off. Cut the dust cap off. So that'll take a little bit to adhere, and I'm going to go ahead and clean this off with a little alcohol and put the foam ring on there. So a little alcohol around this outside. Watch that wire. As that goes into the voice coil, we want to make sure it's there's a little piece of clear plastic that voice coil, the wire sits on, that ensures that it doesn't short, doesn't hit the metal edges. So just clean that off good. Make sure I have a good stick with the foam ring. You can get these for, I think they're like 10-12 bucks on the internet. Get a new set of rings, a set of foam for these. So I got to start on the ring, and it kind of peels off pretty easy. And then it's just a matter of lining this up, which is also pretty easy. go. Looks almost new again. So that's the ring and the fixing of the dust cap. And now continue on with the grills. This is grill number 1, and like I said, I already removed this. Whatever repair job somebody attempted on this, I mean, it didn't look too bad, I guess, but cardboard frame is not the way I would have gone. So unfortunately, I used like liquid nails on these corners to adhere this. So I'm going to take a putty knife, and I'm going to go and try to remove as much of this as possible, just so everything stays nice and flat when I glue on the new material. I'm just going to gently work, because this is all glued to this cheesecloth. That the original, it's to hold the foam in place, and if that gets compromised or it gets loose, then you gotta start all over again and put that down. So I'm gonna try to just be gentle and pry up as much of this liquid nails as possible. Yeah, it's like that, because it's not too thick, and it would be fine if I put the foam directly on here, but it's just not gonna, I don't know, it's just against me to do that. I like to get everything as close to original as possible. Some of that cheesecloth is kind of tearing, so I got to be careful with that. Anyway, so I'm not going to bore you with the details on that. I'm going to go ahead and try to pull up as much of this as possible, just to prep for putting the new foam on. So I've cleaned a lot of at least the high spots off of the grill, the liquid nails or whatever glue they use to put that cardboard down. So now I've got my new foam grill, and should fit perfect. Yeah, so let's go ahead and double check that. And there it is. Fits in there just right. So what I'm going to do now is, I use contact cement, spray contact cement. So I'm going to go ahead and tape up these edges so it doesn't get all over the place, and then glue it on. Take spots, glue all the way around the edges, and then one shot here, one shot there, just to adhere it to the center of those speakers. So let me go ahead and tape that up, and then we'll go ahead and glue it up. I've taped up the edges, but you want to get yourself prepared for this, because you only have one try at this to get this right. So I usually start from the top edge, line that up as well as I can, and just lay it in at that point after that. And make sure you have your logo in the right position, or else that's going to be a problem. So make sure that's at the bottom. Here's where the woofer goes. Make sure you have that at the bottom left-hand corner. So I'm going to go ahead and spray this up and put it in. And let's see how that goes. So I've sprayed the grill frame and the foam. One thing I forgot to mention is take off the tape before you put it on, because it'll get stuck to the edges of the tape. You won't be able to get the tape off. So I'll take those off. Now to put the grill on. So like I said, I'm going to start at the end, try to get that placed in there right at the top, because everybody's going to see that. And just kind of move slowly and make sure that you're lined up along the way. And looks pretty good. So I'm going to go ahead and press that into place all the way around. And if I have to come back, if there are any areas that stick out or something like that, I'll just use a little contact cement to put that back into place, or to correct any of those situations. I'll try not to push too much on the center, because you don't want to, once again, stretch or damage that cloth that's holding this on. But it looks like it's holding it on really well, the contact cement. I'll go ahead and I'll put pretty straight too. I'm going to put some weight on here and let that sit for about an hour or so, and then should be good to go. And that's how I at least redo the foam. I'll put new foam on L100 grills. All right, there you go. The last thing I have left is just a little issues up on the top and the veneer. You can see some stains or something like that, and back here there's some scratches, and you know, the tops are always like this. Obviously they get the most abuse. There's I don't even know what that is, another scratch there. I'm going to go ahead and take some steel wool and a wood restorer and put it on this. Usually it makes it look really good and even, consistent along all the grains. So I'll go ahead and do that now. So I put a little bit of the restorer on the top. And I use a real fine steel wool and just kind of work that in real easily. Go with the grain, always go with the grain. Let's see if I can get that over here in some of these gummy, gooey parts. See how that works with them. I know the camera's going all over the place, and sorry about that, but not real aggressive when you do this. Let me get some more on there, and I'll show you how it worked when I'm done. But usually it makes it look really nice. Went ahead and rubbed that in and left it on for a couple of minutes and took it off, and I think it looks really good. It just made everything look very consistent. The scratches are still there, but they've been filled in, not completely filled in, but colored. And you really can't tell. These areas here must have been just marks in the wood. There's nothing I can do about that. But I think it looks great. So this is the first one done. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. It wasn't a ton of work, but the little dust cap on the tweeter came out pretty good. I'll go ahead and put the grill on and take. So here we are, straight from the 70s. Brand new pair of JBL L100s with a nice blue foam grill. I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the other one, but that's pretty much it. Not a ton of work, but the finished product looked really good. Thanks for watching.